The menu that's killing you.
The menu that's killing you.
I'm expecting a lot out of you here, Anthony. The menu is just, it's too big. It's too complex. There's too many things going on. It's giving the consumers decision fatigue.
Tom loves the stir fry, and Tom's been coming here for 20 years. We can't take the stir fry off the menu.
We sell 2 a week, and Tom's here twice a week. When you don't look at the data, you can't get off the emotion.
If you're going to reduce your menu from 4 pages to 2 pages, get ready for the immediate backlash.
Sure.
Your short-term pain always causes long-term relief.
Tom has 3 followers, and one's his mom.
This is Restaurantopia.
Welcome back to Restaurantopia. We've got the full gang here, which I'm more than excited about. All 3 bald heads converging. It's a very nice time. Brian, welcome back. It's been a while.
I mean, the energy in this room is...
It's palpable, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's palpable.
We're built for speed, baby.
How on earth do we stay on topic?
I mean, if...
Do we?
No. No. Captain Digression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's probably some Chinese satellite that thinks this is a data center.
The heat and energy.
Yeah, that's it. No, good stuff. So listen, we're bringing a new episode. Dave Ross, this is yours, man. What do you got?
I got the menu that's killing you.
The menu that's killing you.
I'm expecting a lot out of you here, Anthony.
Wow, that's high expectations, sir.
You got some good experience in this area, and this is not a brand new topic. It's something that we've talked about, but I think right now it's appropriate because we just finished an episode about managing and labor and a lot of things, and I think a lot of times, especially with our customers, the local restaurant operator, they're constantly needing to look at the menu because it's killing them. The menu is just, it's too big. It's too complex. There's too many things going on. It's giving the consumers decision fatigue. It's, there's all kinds of things that are happening. So I want to go through a little bit of a revisit and a process to kind of look at your menu and make some decisions. And I challenge the listener to, really sit down, look at the menu, go through this process and decide, are there places where I can cut, trim, and do better?
Yeah, I'm not a betting man, but I'm going to wager that I have some input on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I just go ahead and talk?
Yeah, you've done this episode. You lived this episode in your life.
Yeah. I can talk right now. It's all good. But
menu bloat. Have we heard about that?
Yeah.
Is that a
I've
term?
lived it. I've defined it. I've beat it. I've fallen prey to it again. It's cyclical, man. It's cyclical.
Should the menu be like, what's the over under? Like 9 pages?
I think nine's what they call inflamed. I think.
I think what I love about this though is we all know what the mostly right answer is, but then you always have those one-offs. Like there's a place in Kent that's been around forever with the X-Wing fighter and stuff. They have at least a 15-page menu.
Yeah.
And then you go to that major corporate conglomerate Cheesecake Factory. They have a 15-page menu. Yeah. It stands against everything we've ever talked about, ever believe in. But those are exceptions, not the rule.
Yeah, you're not them.
No, and that's, I don't know how they do it, honestly. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, but
have you been in one of those kitchens? Not the place in Kent, but
I have not, no.
The supposedly the kitchens are the similar size to the dining room.
Yeah.
Like the size.
Really?
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I believe that. It almost has to be.
Each page has a different kitchen.
Yeah, there you go, right? There you go.
I mean, it's
essentially a different restaurant.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because like when I was taught for layout and design, like in both culinary school and regular college, it was always a 60-40 rule. 60% front of the house, 40% dining room, or 40% kitchen. And now, like I've worked with some plans and some designers and things in consulting, and it's more like operators are trying to go like 90-10, like 85-15. And it's like, on one hand, it's like, okay, I like where you're going because I think cramped kitchens are the best. And that way you can operate with 5 people or 1 person.
Sure.
In those palatial kitchens, you can't do it. But it's really fascinating what you're talking about anyway. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're doing volume. I mean, when your average unit probably does 11, 12 million average.
Yeah.
Like, so, it's a completely different beast. We're not talking to that.
But
we're not.
Is it 6 $2 million restaurants?
I mean, yeah.
Essentially, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I worked in a place like that for years. In fact, I grew up in one, and they were they were built on the $5 million model. And then as time went on, and so many restaurants opened in the area, their sales diminished naturally, and they lost market share, and they were down to 2.5-3 million, and it was their death knell because you needed so much staff to operate because the space was so big.
Shotgun, Anthony. Or machine gun, I should say, not shotgun. Machine gun's on a list here. Okay. What are reasons why your menu bloats? What are reasons why you have too big of a menu?
I was working with a customer the other day, and they were running a special.
Okay.
And I was helping them with some stuff, and one of the servers approached me, and she said, "You should tell them to put this on the menu. Everybody loves it. I sell it all the time. Put it on the menu." couple
It was a special.
Yeah, a couple regular customers in the dining room loved it.
Yeah.
Thought it was the best thing ever.
Yep.
I laughed and I said, "You're the reason why the menu ends up 6 pages." And so right there, I laughed. I don't think a lot of operators laugh, right? Because again, you're looking, and it's easy for me because I'm not attached to the program, right? I'm just helping out, so I don't have the emotion in it. But I think what happens is you get so emotionally connected with the opinions of the people that are loyal to you. And given the nature and kind of the mindset of the hospitality operator, don't we like making people feel good, feel special, and we like serving people?
We don't like saying no.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a combination of things, but that was the clearest example of exactly why menus bloat.
Yeah.
The line cook comes up with a great dish. They run it. Customers love it. 8 customers love it. You're selling 8 a day, right?
Yeah.
And then we put it on the menu because it's so good.
Right.
And then you see this new trend on TikTok, and you're like, "Oh my God, we got to try this out. Let's put it on the menu." And then all of a sudden, before you know it, your menu's 6 pages.
Yeah.
And there's more factors to that, but that was the clearest example of exactly why I could see how hard it is to resist the temptation of making a permanent fixture when everybody loves it so much. The service staff, the customers, and the cooks.
Yeah.
Doesn't always make sense just because they love it. Sometimes it's best kept as a special.
Well, let me give you this aspect. What about the special that really sells? And we're talking is a hit, is profitable, is everything you want in a new menu item.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's in your top 5.
Yeah. Immediately.
You add it in.
Yeah.
Do you remove something?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good practice.
But normally not.
Yeah, no, for sure. No,
You know what I
again,
mean? So really, it's really looking at the data.
I think,
You know what I mean? And I think we get caught up, especially as the local independent restaurant operator, you get caught up in the emotions.
and we've talked about this before
Oh, for
because
sure.
Tom loves the stir fry. And Tom's been coming here for 20 years. We can't take the stir fry off
we
the
sell
menu.
2 a week, and Tom's here twice a week.
Yep,
And
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's where we struggle with taking up. Even if you look at the data, it's still an emotional decision.
Oh, no question.
And we're big on menu engineering. So you look at the
But
dogs.
when you don't look at the data, you can't get off the emotion. When you actually
Correct.
look at it,
You have an
at
opportunity.
least you have a logical, like, okay, does this make sense? You know, I mean, now you may still decide to stay emotional with it,
Right.
but at least you've got a premise of like, okay, the data's here. This is what this is really selling.
Yeah.
Does this make sense? Does it have ingredients that I could clean the order guide up? I could make the ordering easier for the chef. I could make, you know, the storage easier for, you know, the people putting the orders away. You know, what I mean, everything. You know, what I mean,
Well, yeah, and I've made that my anthem. It's easier to inventory, easier to order, easier to put away, easier to rotate, easier to prep, easier to execute with a smaller menu.
Yeah.
The closer you get to the 5 guys model, the better off you are. I promise you, it's easy to run one, right?
Yeah. Every concept's different. You know, what I mean? Like, you know, there's some are more. There's more opportunity to have more items, but yeah, I would say like, you know, streamlining, having things that are profitable, that sell well, that are enjoyable, that the staff can execute.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
That's a
those
tough
things
one.
all-
I've been guilty of that before where my ideas weren't translated well. But then you go back to which social media is a thing. And I see legacy brands I work with, and you're talking about building the courage to trim your menu and take away some like dishes that have been on there for 15 years because they're jamming your system.
Sure.
You sell 2 a night, there's no rhythm, there's no muscle memory, right? So it becomes very difficult.
Okay, so what do you do? So you've got this menu. Maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking, you know what, this makes sense. Maybe I've got too many things. Maybe my menu is bloated. Maybe I'm struggling a little bit. What is the process to go through to figure this out?
Yeah, I mean, I go back to menu engineering. That's the simplest way for me. So you drive the data, you make it as non-emotional, because to your point earlier, you can't come off the emotion.
You got to pull your PMIX. You got to pull that data, and you got
at the very least use your PMIX.
Yeah.
At the very least, and if you can take it to the next level, if you have costing software or your ability to cost it out, please do, and then run it through a menu. They have spreadsheets that can do menu engineering or software that does menu engineering. And reasonable software, which you've talked about before, and a lot of people leverage, they have it built in already. So if you do the push-ups and get all your costing done, then you have this live data set moving forward. It's incredibly helpful. That's what I like to do. But what I was talking about earlier was these legacy brands. It's really tough because Tom likes a stir fry we talked about.
Right.
So you take the stir fry off because it doesn't make good business sense. And then Tom just base you on social media. These people don't know what they're doing. They took this menu off the dish. It's the best menu item. So it's tough because you get negative PR sometimes. And then we snap back and be like, oh my God, like I can't handle this PR. So sometimes you got to turn a blind eye to it. Or what you do is you tell Tom, hey Tom, cool it, man. If you're coming in, let us know. We'll have the ingredients to make your stir fry. Not a big deal.
Right.
Most independents are nimble anyway.
Yeah.
We love to customize things to make people feel special. Why not lean into that?
Sure.
A lot of times that helps, but it's wild what people will do in Google reviews, social media. So I would recommend if you're making a seismic change like that, if you're going to reduce your menu from 4 pages to 2 pages, get ready for the immediate backlash.
Sure.
But I can tell you that the short-term relief short-term pain always causes long-term relief.
Yeah.
And so while you might be a hot button in the moment and people are complaining, it blows over at the next thing that happens.
Yeah, right.
So it goes away quick. That's easy PR to get over. Just got to weather the storm for a couple weeks.
And that's a good and bad thing about social media is it spikes fast and hard, but you do a couple of these and it's gone.
And
That's
Tom
exactly.
has 3 followers and one's his mom.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
But we get caught up in that a lot. Like the vocal minority.
That definitely adds to the fear of making moves. No question.
And there's these private groups too that sometimes are less than savory groups, right? And I saw an operator almost succumb to their whims. Again, I keep using that expression, but they were complaining on this one closed group, and it was the same 10 people just bah, 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 right? And then the operator posted something else, and it was a very clever post, and it asked a question, and he got engagement of like say 500 or 600 comments on this one post of people. I love this place. Oh my God, this is great. And it really put things in perspective for this operator because the 10 people who were saying the menu is trash, the place is trash, were probably Score Index employees. They're all anonymous, contributors, right? And it's a toxic zone. So he's focusing on this so much, but not listening to the 500 people that love him. Yeah. And then we had a talk, and it's like, look, like if I had 500 people that love me and 10 that don't, like I'll take those every day of the week. Like that's great odds. So you should live with that. And it kind of set the light bulb off. So again, just a cautionary tale. Be ready for that pushback. That's
great because you got to be ready for that.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, no question. Even when you change is change.
Yeah.
So even if you're changing something for the better, or you're doing something that actually is better, it's still change. And still, you're going to have your regulars, you're going to have people, you're going to have things that are going to happen.
Another thing is, though, careful how you engage. No matter how much you educate your people in social media about the business model, it's not going to do you any good.
Yeah.
They don't really care that much. They're just there to complain. They don't want to be educated. They don't want to be convinced. They're not going to see your side. I would argue, don't get involved, because then what happens? Emotion comes out, claws come out, and then all of a sudden you look real bad because you're in a comment thread arguing with someone about your business model.
Right.
I've seen that time and time again.
Yeah.
Just check the pride. Let it blow over.
Yep.
So the comment stings. I get it. Just hide out.
Trust us, it'll be gone soon.
It will be.
If you keep engaging and it keeps, then it can keep happening. But
absolutely.
So what is the work to get this down? So you've done an episode on this in the early, I think, early double-digit episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
Talking about the stars, the plow horses, the puzzles, the dogs. So I don't want to get beat that with a dead plow horse. I don't want to. But
you salvage that, by the way, yeah.
but what is your process to go through and say, okay, these are the things that sell really well and are profitable. We're keeping those. These are the things that maybe sell well but don't make a profit. These are the things, and you can go through that process. And then how do you make those decisions? And then are you making those decisions in a bubble because I'm the owner and I'm making the decisions? Are you getting other opinions, and are you doing this as a workshop where you've got your managers and your chefs and everybody kind of together?
I'll start right there. I think it's a great idea to get other stakeholders on your side, and you have those meetings. A, it helps them be a part and be part of the process, and it's good for their egos. B, when you face the backlash, now you're not on an island by yourself.
Sure.
You got 5 of your favorite people with you that are also defending the brand and defending your mindset.
When the customer's like, "Oh, I can't believe you did this," and the server's like, "Yeah, I know, I can't believe it."
Right. Right. No, that's exactly right. Yeah. And as long as I always recommend that you do not a groupthink per se, but a groupthink in a positive way, is get everybody vested, because again, you're one person, right? And not all your ideas are right. So it's always nice to have objective perspective, even a little subjective perspective from other folks, and see their angles. It'll help you make the decision better.
Yeah.
But if I look at my process to begin with, first step is costing out your menu. Right, and we've talked about that ad nauseum. At least a rough costing at the very minimum.
Yeah.
Please do something to understand the financial aptitude of your dishes. And then secondarily, you're going to run that PMIX. And once you have the numbers sold and the profitability of each dish, now you can do menu engineering. Yep. Again, you can plug that into a spreadsheet. I have preloaded ones that you can have, or you subscribe to costing software because it's already baked in. And again, once you get over the hump of, and a lot of these companies will even input your data if you have good build sheets, which a lot of restaurants don't, but you got to go through and measure how much of each ingredient goes into each dish, which you should arguably have, but again, it's not as common practice as it should be.
Yeah, and it takes time, but it's totally worth it, because at the end of the day, all the decisions you're going to make in the future on your menu, not even about cutting the menu down, but if you're going to add something or make changes at all, you need to know these things.
But also, we have the technology. I hate to say it like this.
Yeah. But it is still work. Like, the technology hasn't gotten rid of the work, and now it's made it easier to sustain it.
The build sheet's the tough part, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, it's easy for 3 guys at a table saying it's easy to do, but I can tell you.
It is. I can tell you right now, it's easy.
It's simple. It's not easy.
No, it's simple and easy.
Yeah.
Go on to ChatGPT, take a photo of your item, put in the menu description, which I know you have,
Yeah.
and go, what's the ideal build sheet for this? And it will dump out to the ounce your build sheet.
And then you tweak it based on what you're actually doing.
Now, if you like, I don't use 9 gallons of mayonnaise. That's wrong. That's a hallucination. But then you go back and you do it. But that will put all the data in there in 5 minutes.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Because you just did 60% of the work for me.
That's what I'm saying. That's the hardest part. So identify in the process what's the hardest part. And then once you got that, all right, you got to be doing this.
Yeah.
And I totally understand the build sheet roadblock, but not anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
It just got to.
No, that makes a ton of sense. I agree with you there. You sold me. But that is a hurdle. And again, we talk about it and we lecture about it, but when you're down in the trenches, it's not as easy, especially with the way costs are these days. So a lot of times you're in your business, not on your business, as we talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, once you have that menu costed out, then it becomes very easy to do it. And then what you do is you run it through the menu engineering worksheet, whether online or whether a spreadsheet.
And you should have something like there's plenty of software out there. You should have it because then normally those plug right in. You're uploading invoices.
They integrate with your POS. They integrate with your distributor.
So it's worth the time to put that in there because then you're always in a place where you can make good decisions.
100%. I think it's advisable to every time you get an invoice uploaded or invoice processed, then analyze your costs. Yep. And at least once a week, if you have the software, you go in and you analyze your costs and see how your costs reacted to the fluctuating prices of goods coming in, because it's a volatile market. And then all of a sudden you can make good business decisions like, oh crap, I need to add more of this and less of this, or I need to 86 this dish off the menu because it's killing, right? Yep. But that data is so important for understanding and keeping your fingers on the pulse, so to speak. Now, if I run a good menu engineering sheet, it's not the be all end all where I just completely say all the stars stay, all the dogs go.
Sure.
There's certain dogs that will go back to Tom and stir fry. Let's say Tom loves the stir fry. It doesn't cost me anything to keep the stir fry on a menu because I have those ingredients dovetailed in other dishes. Right. I know that. My menu engineering spreadsheet does not, right? So I use it to make most of my decision, but then the human factor has to come in and I have to look at it emotionally, so to speak, and say, okay, look, does it kill me to have this on? No. It doesn't cost me anything extra. I got all the ingredients. People love it. Even though I sell 2 a week, fine, leave it on. There's decisions like that that happen. And you got to be open to those. But I can tell you, doing the menu engineering, it really opens your eyes to certain dishes you're emotionally attached to because a customer responds so well, or you like the way it looks, or you like the way it tastes. You're not cooking for you.
But that's within the framework of you're making decisions and you're making changes versus I just can't. I'm too scared.
The operative, the operative term there.
Melt stain.
Right. The operative term there is framework.
Yeah, for sure.
And so menu engineering gives you the ultimate framework to make the most educated decisions. I'm not going to say you're always going to make great hardline business, non-emotional decisions. I think that's the wrong way to go in a highly emotional business. However, the more data and non-emotion you can inflect and incorporate, the better off you're going to be.
Yep. No question. And then, after you go through that process, again, my next stage was going to be handling the guest reaction. You kind of already handled that, because we talked about that up front. You can't be too hesitant to make changes, based on just, again, the regulars and the reaction and social media and all these things we talked about. So
there's another practice out there too. If you're making seismic changes or adding things and taking things away is involve your regular customers. And we've talked about this before. Yeah. I don't see it used enough, but I can promise you those loyal customers become extra loyal now, right? Oh yeah. And then also too, your servers are closer to customers than say the chef. The chef is so detached from customers because their level of food acumen and I guess frequency they deal with food. They're so jaded on what's good and what's not good. And I've given examples of this on the show, but the customers are 1,000 steps behind the chef as far as their palate development, as far as their trend understanding and everything else. They love, I always gave the example wasabi mashed potatoes. They love those still, even though the chef thinks that's so 1998. The customers are like, I've only had those 3 times in my life. They're great. The chef's had them a million times because they've had them on 25,000 menus. Right. So the chef's jaded, can't take their opinion fully. Yeah. They initiate it, but then you got to run it through the filters of people who are closer to the customer to get the true market appreciation for it. And so to involve your regular customers.
The foil wrap baked potato should stay or shouldn't stay?
It depends on your concept though. Listen,
I love that.
I do too, actually.
I love that.
Listen, there's a restaurant in Canton that's doing things the same way they've done it since 1925. Yeah. And they still have the little votives with the butter towers on it. And they serve their seafood with paprika and they serve the baked potato. Thing is, they execute at a very high level. Yeah. So it's that American continental bullshit, but at a very high level. Yeah. And it's so cool. It's like a nostalgic counterpoint trend. Yeah. It's just like, man, it's a throwback. But again, the trick is they execute very well.
Yeah. And if that's your restaurant or not.
Yeah.
And if that's not your restaurant, But use this as an opportunity to go out and do the homework, use AI, use the software, whatever it is. But I love what you said about using the servers and the customers. Create, and again, I am not a spokesperson, nor do I have an investment in ChatGPT.
Is that a ChatGPT logo on your shirt?
They sent it to me for free. It's a great software. Second to Claude. But go upload your menu into ChatGPT.
No, you could create a GPT, or if you're in Claude, create a project.
But
I'm saying you should though, because
If
you upload your menu into AI, it will give you an opinion based on market trends and placement and everything else. It's an easy.
But do this. Go, Mr. or Mrs. ChatGPT, whatever.
Just be polite, because when they take over the world, you want to be in their good.
When we have the robot.
Anthony said, "Please and thank you."
I do. I still say please and thank you. Yeah, because I'm scared.
But say, all right, hey, I want to do a questionnaire for my VIP customers. Make it a VIP customer, put my logo on it, here it is, and say, all right, what are the 3 things on the menu? Hey, you get an appetizer free if you just fill this out, and have the servers do it. Like, hey,
love that.
You come here all the time, Susan. We love you. The chef asked me personally to ask you, would you fill this out? Take 5 minutes, and most of the time they'll be really good. And then comments, and then you get 3 pages of comments. She's like, "See email from today."
Right.
That's the intel that ChatGPT can't do. That we don't know. That we're too blinded by it. So that little bit.
And it goes back to Anthony's point. Like, it can't be all like data and logic.
No.
I mean, you got there's
then you
still
end up like the
emotions, there's still
Browns.
hospitality. There's still right. It's just an algorithm, right?
You're paralyzed by it.
2027 Super Bowl champions.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But what you're talking about is collaboration. And I think what happens is we don't do enough of that in leadership because we're so prideful and insecure, right? And we're afraid of anybody else having a better idea than us. And we want to be the one that drives the narrative. We want to be the one that takes the place of success. Right. I think as I get older, it's easier to just lose my pride altogether. It's so much easier to say, I don't know, or I was wrong as you get older. And the 32-year-old me as an up-and-coming chef would have never 46-year-old me, I don't give a shit. Like, I just want to do the right thing, whether I come up with it or you. And then there's pride in that I had the wherewithal to drop my ego and take influence in a collaborative environment and bring the whole organization to success.
Yep.
If I were an elder statesman, I would say,
you keep telling yourself that.
I rather win than be right.
I love that.
I just want to win. There's no trophy for being right. If you lose,
Sounds like the episode that Dave just brought to the table. It's being wrong's part of the job.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mistakes are part of the job, and it's okay to own them, right? So,
no question.
I think there was a point I was going to make about that, and I forget. You were talking about your restaurant. We were talking about the baked potatoes, and that's another thing I'd like to spread caution about. Is I've seen operators that have a clear lane of what style restaurant they are, what they've been predicated on for 100 years, and they're growing a little bit stale, and they're trying to attract new customers, and then they bring in some really wacky, trendy dish, and it doesn't make sense at that location at all. Right. And it's like, okay, so I understand what you're trying to do. You might want to try other avenues because if you're doing this really avant-garde dish that A, doesn't make sense for your theme, and B, your staff can't execute, there's no point doing it, right?
No, for sure.
But I see this a lot, so it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, know who you are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sushi Wednesday at the rib place.
That's it, right.
I like sushi. No one's going to the rib place to get sushi.
You know why? Because you don't do it well.
Yeah, you don't do it well. It's like it's once in a while. Like it's just execute at a high level at what you do.
Yeah. Right. It's a funny thing about our industry, as much as we talk about, it doesn't have to be more complicated having a clean restaurant with the most amazing service, great food delivered in the shortest amount of time. Done and done. That's all you got to do.
Very simple.
Not easy.
Yeah, not easy. Very simple. Yeah, very simple. So I'm going to close this off. Anthony, this was a great episode. I'm glad.
Why are you thanking me? This is your episode.
So, but I challenge you out there, if you're listening to this and you feel like you've got a little menu inflammation, a little menu bloat, like you're carrying a little extra menu LBs going into the summer. Let's
GLP-1 for this?
There is. It's called pull your PMIX. Pull your dude. Upload it to ChatGPT. No. Just I challenge you to do this, and I think a wise man said the temporary pain is worth a long-term win. So do this. Help out your staff, help out your order guide, help out your chef, help out your servers. help out your storage, everything.
Yeah.
And
And I think it's worth noting too that I think all of us are pretty deft at this by now, right? We've preached it, we've practiced it, we've done all those things in different arenas and capacities. We're highly accessible. And so if you're out there listening and you're not sure where to get started, just shoot us an email.
Yeah,
I'll
for
be
sure.
happy to come out and help out.
Yep,
I don't
absolutely.
care who you are. I mean, if I can, even if you're in California, jump on a Zoom with you to help you out and help you learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, no question. No, that's a great offer. Anthony's cell phone is 330. No.
Oh man, I can't. You can't possibly add to the amount of spam calls I get now.
Oh,
so
sure,
yeah, you're fine.
Sure. So, okay, appreciate you guys. Thanks. Check it out on restaurantopia.com.